Okay, well, welcome to our virtual launch party for Drandar the Dragon Knight. And we have a couple people for you to meet first as we begin tonight. And hopefully some others will join us. But if not, you can watch the video later and ask questions at that time in the chat. So I'm Terry Hillard Brown. I'm the writer of Drandar, the virtual party, Drandar the Dragon Knight. And it's a chapter book for middle grade elementary students. And it is my first chapter book, so I'm really excited to have that out. But this is my daughter, Rochelle Brown, and she is the illustrator for the book. And the other person on the screen is my husband, Dave Brown, and he's going to ask us interview questions for tonight so you can learn more about Drandar the Dragon Knight. And we will give you some more information as we go along, some trivia and some other things. So, hopefully you'll enjoy the video if you can't be here for the live stream. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to share my screen. Share. I wanted to show you the video that we had made. One of Rochelle's best friends, her name is um,
Jennifer.
Jennifer, and she made a little trailer for Drandar. And so first we get to watch this confetti go. I forgot to make the confetti go. Okay, yay, it's the party. Okay, now we're going to go to this video that she made of Drandar the Dragon Knight. And if you watch it online, there's music, but on here you just see it. So this says we need to find out if Drandar becomes the knight he was supposed to be. And oops. And so we're going to start with a Q&A. Dave has some questions for us, and we will do our best to answer those questions.
Okay. First question is, this one's for Terry. What's your inspiration in writing this book?
Well, that's fun because it's not like I saw a dragon and was inspired by a dragon. I was inspired, first of all, because Rochelle loves dragons, and I wanted to write a story for her. Rochelle is on the autism spectrum, and so she deals with all the things that come along with that. And I wanted to write something that would inspire a child that deals with um, anxiety, that deals with all the things that autism and ADD kids deal with in life, and show them that just because something's hard doesn't mean we don't do it. And that's one thing she can tell you that I say to her and my other kids all the time. And so I started writing this story, and of course the main character had to be a dragon because when I wrote it, that was her main thing, was she loved dinosaurs and dragons. And so I pictured this little red dragon and wrote about Drandar, and he dealt with a lot of things that Rochelle dealt with, that I see other kids dealing with when I was teaching and had special needs kids. And so I first wrote it for her.
Very good. Okay, so uh, this one is for Rochelle. Rochelle,
Yeah.
tell me what led you to your love of dragons.
Um, that's actually, I don't know exactly what first started. It could have been, I always loved listening to like fairy tales and stuff growing up. And it could also be growing up in Taiwan. Dragons are such a huge part of that culture. Um, and they're always seen as very good creatures. And so I was just kind of fell in love with all that.
Good. Okay. I think I remember when you were a child, you loved dinosaurs.
Still love
Found it,
dinosaurs.
yeah, still, I found it very interesting to find out that the word dinosaur did not exist before the 1800s. They were called dragons.
Yep.
And so that's interesting. So, all right. So this question is for Terry. How is writing a chapter book different from writing your picture books?
Oh, well, it terrified me at first because I knew it was going to be different. With picture books, you have very few words. The pictures help tell the story. And so you rely on those pictures. And it is written for a different age group. It's mostly written for like 5 to 9 year olds. This was going to be written for starting around 8 or 9, going up to like 12-year-olds. So it was a different age group. I could have unlimited number of words, but normally it's around 10,000 words. And that's about where I came in with it. But it was just a whole different genre. It was a whole different thing. And so when I started out writing Drandar, I wrote it as a picture book. And every time I had it professionally critiqued, they would say this needs to be a chapter book. And I even wrote several picture books because I had all these stories for Drandar, and I just thought it would be a whole series of picture books. And it didn't matter which story I had someone critique, they still said this needs to be a chapter book. And I thought, okay, fine. And I was very blessed to have a guest on my podcast, and she writes chapter books, and she wrote a book about how to write a chapter book. And she said, you can do this. And she told me about her book, and I bought her book. And so I think that I learned it well. I hope that I learned it well. I had a great time writing it. It was a lot more fun actually to write this than a picture book, just because picture book writing, board book writing is very tedious because you're counting words and fitting within a very tight scope of what you have to do. There was a lot more freedom with Drandar to just tell the story and to bring more information in, have more fun with it. So it was a lot of fun in that way. And Rochelle can tell you, I kept revising it and adding more chapters. And so it's just been a lot of fun, but it was very different.
Very good. Okay, this question's for Rochelle. Is it hard to draw pictures for a story as opposed to drawing pictures?
Um,
And what are the challenges?
I'd say kind of. The biggest challenge would be staying consistent.
Mm.
Um, I found that like throughout several drawings, I would either forget a thing and I'd have to go back and fix it or something else. It helps to keep the character design fairly simple so that you can keep it as consistent as possible. But yeah.
Now, I just think you need to move your hands out of the way so people can see some of your other art.
Yes. Yes, this is
Yes.
also my art.
Very cool. All right. All right. Next question for Terry. How did you come up with Drendar's personality?
That was really fun because Drandar of all the characters I've written about, he kind of just grew. And even when I would have him in my critique groups and have different people read the stories, they would just say, I love this dragon. I can see him being a cartoon or something, and you just fall in love with him. But he was like, he just developed on his own as we would go through the story, and how would he deal with a situation. And so his personality just developed as we wrote the story. And then as we did the chapter book, it became even more fun because we could bring in more details, we could bring in more relationships and all of those things. And so he just kind of developed on his own. But he started out in the very beginning being uh, kind of like Rochelle. I mean, I just looked at Rochelle and who she was and kind of started basing his struggles on her struggles. And so that's the starting point. But then he just grew into this own his own little personality, and it's been kind of fun. If you've ever watched the movie about the man who created Christmas or whatever, about Charles Dickens writing A Christmas Carol, I understand that movie really well now that I've written Drandar, because the characters talk to you. They kind of say, I wouldn't do that, you
Oh,
know.
you maybe watched that movie.
I watched it not long ago.
I've not
It's
seen it.
such a good movie, such a good movie. But anyway, um, yeah, he just kind of developed as the story developed. And so he has this whole personality that just took shape, and it's kind of cool.
Hmm.
And our
Okay,
dogs are
good.
barking.
Yes, they are. So Rochelle, this question's for you.
Yeah.
When did you when did you decided you wanted to become an illustrator?
Um, I think ever since Mom first started writing this story, I've been the illustrator for it ever since its early days, and Drandra's gone through so many different designs because of that. Because of course my art got better over the years. Um, I've always loved drawing. I've been drawing since I was 7 years old. It's been like most of my life. And dragons were some of the first creatures I started drawing, and so the chance to be able to illustrate a book about a dragon was so much fun. Um, it's been difficult over the years because things like posing and stuff can be hard, but it's something I've enjoyed doing. Being able to put one of my hobbies towards something that can help other people is a really rewarding sort of job.
It's cool.
Cool. Yeah, I know I was looking at the drawing on the back in that poster, and it makes me think about I remember when you would draw your dragons and you would just have a picture of a dragon, but you had no background. And how kind of little by little your art kind of took form as you started to picture what the background would look like and the creativity that came with that. So I thought that was kind of cool.
I
All
certainly
right.
think the calendar project I did a couple years ago
Hmm.
helped with that because I really had to focus on doing good backgrounds for that.
Practice makes
Yeah.
perfect, right?
Definitely.
Yes, it does.
And having references.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good. So Terry, tell us about how you came to love writing. Let's go back,
Way back. The
way
old
back to your
days when
childhood.
dinosaurs roamed the earth. No. Um, I was actually 7 years old too when I first fell in love with writing, and it was in second grade, Miss Carmen's class in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and she had us write a poem. And I'd never even knew what a poem was. And she had us write a poem about nature, and I wrote about the moon. And I thought, this is so much fun. And so then I started writing really bad poems. I wrote a whole bunch of really bad poems and just wrote all the time. And then when I got older, started writing stories, writing articles. In high school, I fell in love with journalism and especially feature writing, getting to interview people and tell their story. And so I fell in love with stories, and I fell in love with the creativity of writing. I was also in commercial art and art classes, and so I also love creating art. So I've always been kind of that kind of creative type person. But it started in second grade in Miss Carmen's class, and I've wanted to be a
Uh-huh.
writer ever since.
And when were you first published?
In high school, I was published in several anthologies with my poetry. I was published a few times in the newspaper when they would put poems and different contests in the newspapers. And several of my essays won contests and then were put into um, anthologies or whatever they did with that. So those were the first times that I was published. When I was at our church, my friend Susan and I created a youth newspaper, and we published that every month when we were in our youth group. And then, of course, I was on the high school newspaper staff, and I was on my college newspaper staff. Even though I was a social work major, I still got a scholarship for doing journalism because I was on the staff of the newspaper and wrote articles for that. So I've just always had it as a side hustle, no matter what I was doing. So yeah, I've been published since junior high or high school on up. Yeah.
Right. So I bring that question out just to mention to anyone out there who's listening that you know, she was 7 when she started, and it was quite a few years later before she was first published. You just never give up.
Yeah.
You keep working on your craft and honing your skills, just like Rochelle. You know, she perfected one part, and then she struggled and practiced and practiced and practiced until she developed a new part. And that's how you get better and how you get good. And so, yeah, that's awesome. All right. So, next question. Uh, and this one goes to Terry.
Okay.
Will there be any other Drandar books?
Lord willing, yes. We've already got the second one started. Um, and I can't wait to get back into it and write it. I hope that in another year or two, we will have the second Drandar book come out. Like I said, when I was writing picture books of the story, I had a number of picture books. Well, those have gone into now just being chapters in the different books. And so I have plans tentatively for 3 books, but for sure we have another one already started.
Very good. All right. So I'm going to ask the question for the audience out there, and that is, how can I get my copy?
Well, that is very simple. It's available on Amazon. If you just Google, if you just search for either Terry Hellard Brown or Rochelle Brown on Amazon, those books will come up. Um, Drandar the Dragon Knight, I don't know if it's in the search as quickly, but it should come up because there's no other Drandars. Just be sure you spell his name right. But it is there as an ebook, and if you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free on Kindle Unlimited. If you want to buy the book, please buy the book. It's it's available in hard copy. And so those are available. You can also go to my website or to Rochelle's website, and we'll have those links on Facebook and in the under the video. You can go to our websites and order it. But if you have Amazon Prime, you get free shipping. If you don't, then you can go to our websites and pay shipping and get it from us, and we'll sign a copy for you. You just let us know you'd like a signed copy. We'd be happy to do that.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
for those of you out there, go get your Drandar book. It's
And
going to be well worth it.
and we'll have them at our different events coming up starting in March. We have quite a few events. The first one's in South Carolina.
I believe so.
Yeah, let me look at my calendar real quick and just let you know where we'll be when
In
in the
March,
next few months. So in March, we will be in
Greenville, I think.
there it is. Okay. We'll be in South Carolina at the Great Homeschool Convention, and it is in what?
Greenville.
Greenville, South Carolina. So we'll be
Yeah.
there on the weekend of March 15th, and then we'll be in Missouri for 2 weekends. We'll be in St. Charles on the weekend of the 28th, 29th of March. And then the first weekend in April, we'll be in St. Louis. No,
That's right.
Kansas City, Kansas
Or
City.
Kansas City. That's
Yeah,
right.
Kansas City, Missouri for the Midwest parent educators homeschool event. And then we will be in Ohio the week of April 25th, 26th, which is her birthday. Um,
It's
and
gonna
I
be a fun
believe
birthday weekend.
I don't remember where that is in Ohio, but it's a great homeschool convention. If you go to their website, they have 5 different conventions. We'll be at all 5 this year, which is our first time to be in Ohio, our first time to be in South Carolina for those events. And then at the 1st of May, we'll be in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And then we'll be in Branson the weekend after that, which is May 15th, 16th, 17th. And after that, we go all the way down to Florida on the weekend of May 23rd and 24th. So we're going to be all over. Then after that, in June, we'll be in Idaho and California. And then we'll be back. And our final one is in Kalahari, which is Round Rock, Texas. And that'll be our final homeschool event for this season. So lots of fun stuff. But you can always buy all our books when you come to the live events. We have our books in stock, and we usually give you a little bit of a discount when you come to those events to buy at our booth. So
Very good. And then I'm going to just throw in one last final question, and that is, do you have any other chapter books coming?
we are working on one, and I'm very excited about it. Rochelle is not the illustrator for this one, unfortunately, but we have a whole series that a friend of mine, Nicole Monroe, and I are working on, and our illustrator is Hannah Pruitt, and we are writing picture books about Izzy and Harper, or Harper and Izzy, and they Harper's no Izzy's brother is Jesse, and so we're writing stories about Jesse and his friends, and Harper and Izzy will be in there too. Those will be chapter books, and so we're having picture books and chapter books, and we're considering having Harper's brother be in board books. We're working on that. And we're also praying about doing a book for parents about living the one another's. That's what this whole series is about with Izzy and Harper and Jesse and Owen, is living the one another's, and how the verses that God gave us, the commands, guidelines, admonitions, whatever you want to call them, the scriptures that tell us how to live with one another in our relationships with one another, is basically a handbook for creating healthy Christian relationships, building a healthy church, and for building a healthy testimony to the world. So it's really important. And so we're very excited about sharing the one another's and the stories of Izzy and Harper and Jesse and Owen. So look for those. The first one is coming out is a picture book in April, and I don't know when the first chapter book will be out, but we're working on it. So
Very good.
yeah.
And for those of you who are watching, there is an opportunity for you to join the chat. And if you have any additional questions, please be sure to ask those questions in the chat, and Terry and Rochelle will be glad to answer those. And I'm going to turn it back over to Terry.
All right. I don't know what happened to our little chat window. It disappeared. Oh well. That's odd. Okay. We were going to keep that open in case someone came on and wanted to chat, but I guess we're okay. Yeah, when we finish publishing this video, it will be on YouTube and Facebook. You can put questions in either place, or you can use Facebook Messenger and message either me or Rochelle. We'd be happy to answer your questions. We love questions. So yeah, if you have any, let me know. And okay, just double checking stuff here. I've got messages coming in on my phone, and I just want to make sure those are okay. All right, we're good. Okay, so next on the agenda here is we're doing more of that. Okay. We want to do some giveaways. And so since I know a lot of people wanted to be here today, but I think we scheduled it a little bit too early for them. And so they haven't been able to join us. So they're going to be watching the video. So what we're going to do is, if you watch this video and you put a comment on, let's put it on the Facebook event. If you put a comment on the Facebook event, and some of you already have put comments, we will be drawing names for some giveaways. And let me share with you what we're going to be giving away. So we've got a few things to give away. And so that way, if you put comments, we'll put your names in a little bucket, draw out names for the different prizes. we have one of the things with Drandar is he is prophesied. He's a chosen dragon that we don't say God chose him necessarily, but we just talk about the prophecy. But there's an underlying message of the gospel throughout both the Christmas story and this Drandar story, Drandar the Dragon Knight. But he's prophesied to be a knight in the kingdom, and every 100 years, a dragon is born to be a knight in the kingdom. And so he knows when he's born that they tell him he's the chosen dragon. He's the one to become a knight and help the kingdom. And he doesn't always see it that way. But the king tells him again and again that they need him. They need someone like him in the kingdom. And even though he doesn't think he's valuable, the king really sees his value and tells him that. So we have a little plaque that says, "The world needs who you were made to be." And I want to give this away as one of our giveaways. So be sure to comment, and we will put these prizes in the mail. And then, of course, he needs to be a warrior and not a worrier because poor little Drandar worries a lot. And then Seraphina is the dragon trainer, and you'll get to know her in the book too. She's one of the other knights. She's a human knight, but she's a knight. And she tells him over and over that you can't just give up one time. You have to keep trying again and again. So there is the whole little try and try and try again sort of thing. But small steps every day. This is our motto at our house. Small steps every day. Then we can make something happen. So we're giving those away. And along with those, Rochelle and I make jewelry in addition to our other artsy things. And so we have a few pieces of jewelry we're going to give away too. This one is a dragon necklace, and the dragon claw has a gold pearl in it. And so this is a dragon necklace someone will get. And we do have some boy type jewelry too. So if we draw a guy's name, that's okay. We've got some guy jewelry too. So we have that dragon, and then we have, because the story has knights and stuff, we have this knight's shield necklace, which could go for a guy or a girl. Get it back in the box here, which it reminds me of the armor of God when I see that too. So I think that's cool.
Yeah.
And we have several things we were choosing from here. Okay, and then this one's more for a child. And it's a little weird, little red, little red dragon blowing, sparking fire, and it's on a little red cord. Yeah, I couldn't think of the word. So anyway, so those are the three pieces of jewelry that we're giving away with the three plaques. And so comment on Facebook where in the event, so you'll have the video there and everything too. But comment in there, and we're going to draw names from the comments in the event. And if we get enough comments, we may give away more stuff too. But we'll give away at least 3 drawings for winners, and we can't wait to share them with you. Okay, next, quiz time. Now, this is for fun, and we're going to ask, we'll ask the quiz questions, and then I will put the answers on Facebook. But I want to give you a chance to answer first. And so that could be your comment that puts you in the drawing. So this is, you can do, 2 birds, 1 stone sort of thing. So I'll ask the questions, and you can go back through the video and read the questions if you need to. And maybe I'll even post them in a post on Facebook. But go through and answer the quiz questions. And if we have anyone who gets all of them right, they will definitely get a Drandar sticker. And I forgot to bring the Drandar stickers in here, but one of the ones looks like, if you look at the poster behind us, this bottom picture where Drandar's flying is one of the stickers. And then the other one is the grown-up Drandar. picture. And so we have those. We need to do a sticker of this cute little just hatched Drandar. He may be the next one.
Yeah.
But for now, we just have the other two stickers. And so you'll get two stickers if you answer all the quiz questions correctly. And you can, of course, cheat by reading the book first, and because all the answers are in the book, well, except one. And then otherwise, you can just guess because it's just for fun. Okay, so here's the first quiz question. Which is not a dragon fact, quote unquote fact, you'll learn in Drandar. Oh, there's Cody. Hello.
Hello.
The Dragon Knight. A, dragons don't see well at night. B, dragons honk when they snore. Or C, dragons should spit fire at 3 months old. And so you have to guess which one you think is not in the book. And of course, if you read the book, you'll know the answer. But if not, it's just a wild guess, and that's okay. So that's question number one. Question number two. According to the book, which of the following should dragons never do? Now, probably they should never do all three of these, but which ones does the book talk about? So, so which should they never sneeze at a dead tree, B, ride a horse, or C, joust? And it's not all three of them, but it may be two of them. So which ones does the book tell you a dragon should not do? So you'll answer. Wow, we're getting a lot of people all of a sudden. That's
Yay.
awesome. Okay, so you can put those answers in the Facebook discussion and tell us what you think. Since we have three people here, we could go ahead and let them answer.
Yeah.
Okay, I need my Zoom chat and I don't know where it went.
Um,
This is so weird.
there's-
Okay, there's the chat. Okay. All right. So, those of you who just came in, we're doing a little quiz just for fun. So let me see if I can back this up and y'all can guess. Okay. So, if I know you haven't read the book yet because it just came out, but if you read the book, which one of these do you think would not be in the book? And so you can put your answers in the chat. Which is not a dragon fact you'll learn in Drandar the Dragon Knight. Dragons don't see well at night, dragons honk when they snore, or dragons should spit fire at 3 months old. Which one do you think is not in the book? You can put your guesses in the chat, and we will choose a winner whoever gets the most of these correct. And I know it's just wild guesses.
Excuse me, so I'm putting this in the chat or am I saying this out loud? Or...
Yeah, just put it in the chat because then we can see
Okay.
who says what.
Okay, no worries.
Okay. Okay, and anyone else? Okay, so the answer is B. No one got that one. So in the story, you'll learn you'll learn that Drandar tries to mimic one of the other knights who can see really well at night, and he winds up running into the side of the castle and hurting his wing. So that's one of the facts you'll see. And then he's supposed to be able to spit fire at 3 months old, and at 6 months old, he's not spitting fire because he's a late bloomer. And that's really what this whole story is about, is when we are not like everyone else and we are a late bloomer, we take our own time to develop, or we've got special needs. And so it's a little harder for us to hit those milestones or whatever, and that we keep on trying. So that's the message behind this story. Okay, according to the book, which of the following should dragons never do? Sneeze at a dead tree, ride a horse, or joust? And I will tell you that there are two answers to this one, so you have to choose two. Anyone else?
I think one.
Okay. So in this one, actually, A should be true, because he almost catches the forest on fire at one point. But it's actually B and C in the story. And now I'm wishing I had put A in there.
There needed to be an all of the above option.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. And then the next one, what does Drandar compare himself to in the story? I think everybody will get this one right.
Yep.
A goose, a lizard, a firelighter, or all of the above? There's a hint on the picture if you've not noticed that.
You all right, all same, mate?
I'm sorry?
Excuse me, could you repeat that? I think he was talking to me.
Oh, okay. So what do you think the answer is to this one? Yeah, you know it's D. Anytime you have all of the above and didn't have it on the others, of course. Okay, now this one is not in the book, but how long have I been working on this story? If you were here, we had an interview time at the beginning of this time, and we talked a lot about how I first wrote this story for Rochelle, and we didn't say when it was. But was it 1 year ago that I started on this? 3 years I've been working on it, 8 years, or 16 years? And Dave knows the answer to this one.
Not gonna do anything because of that.
Okay. But yes, the answer is D. I first wrote this story for Rochelle when she was 16 years old, and I thought it would be a picture book, and then I kept adding to it and writing all these different stories, and then I had them critiqued professionally. I'd had them critiqued in my critique group and we'd worked on it. I mean, I edited it and edited it. And then I had it professionally critiqued, and every time they said it needed to be a chapter book. So then I rewrote it as a chapter book. And so here we are, 16 years later. It's published finally as a chapter book, and Rochelle illustrated it. And she's always illustrated it. The first time we did it, I did it as a Christmas present. And so I told her, I need you to draw some pictures. Don't ask questions. Just draw what I say. And so I said, "Can you draw me a dragon?" And I described the dragon a little bit, and she did. And then I said, "And now can you draw me this and can you draw me that?" So she drew all these pictures, and I put them in the story and had it printed up for her as a Christmas present. And so that was when she was 16. I gave that to her. And that was 16 years ago, and now it's a picture book. Okay, now a chapter book. Sorry. Yes, chapter book. Okay, we had Q&A earlier, but does anyone have a question about the book or anything for Rochelle or me? You can type it in the chat or you can say it, either one. Is anyone having a seizure from the graphic on the slide? Okay. The book. Okay, so we're just saying if you have any questions for us. So I'll start with Cody's question. This is a chapter book, so it's written for children who are upper elementary through middle school age. And so it's not quite a novel. So if you have someone who's a reluctant reader, doesn't want to read a big old novel, or you have a younger kid who's ready for novels, even though they are still picture book age, this would be a good book for them. And it has short chapters, but it's got like 16 chapters.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's a story about Drandar the dragon, and he's a late blooming dragon. He doesn't meet all those deadlines when he's supposed to be able to fly, when he's supposed to be able to spit fire and all those things, but yet he is the chosen dragon. Um, yes, you can buy it on Amazon. Yes. And you can buy it on our websites too, but if you have Amazon Prime, you want to do it on Prime because you don't have to pay shipping.
Excuse me.
Sorry?
Can I buy it on Temu?
No, sorry.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's
If
okay.
you buy it on Temu, that means it's pirated because yeah, we didn't sell it there. Okay, but anyway, so he's a little dragon that is prophesied. He's told you're going to be a knight. You've been chosen. And his friend Seraphina is a dragon tamer, teacher, whatever person, and she's also a knight and she tries to help him, but like he tries to fly once and he falls flat on his face and he gives up. And then he tries to spit fire, and instead of spitting fire, he honks. And so then all the geese are like, "Hey, we have a new friend." And so and then she keeps encouraging him that he needs to try more than once. And so the whole story is about him learning to become a knight and realizing that he needs to believe the truth that he is about the truth about him, that he is a chosen dragon meant to be a knight. So, any other questions? Okay. All right. Now we're going to do a giveaway. Woo! All right. So we're going to randomly draw one of your names. I have a random name picker thing here. So I've got 3 of you on here. We're going to put your names in here and it will choose one of your names. Okay. Whoops. If I can type, it will choose your names. All right. So let's see who it chooses. Cody. You are a winner. Oh, sorry. It was still spinning and I thought it was done. Okay. I don't know how to say your name. Ilias? Ilias?
Yes, I've won. What?
We'll do another drawing in a minute. Okay, so Elias, or however I'm supposed to say your name, if you will in Facebook Messenger send me your address. Are you in San Francisco area, or is that just the background you like? Elias? How do you say your name?
Yo, thank you very much.
Okay, so if you put your address in Facebook Messenger on the chat, then we will send you your prize. Okay, and what you get, I'll show you. It's this one. Yes, it is. We make jewelry in addition to writing and drawing. It's a man's bracelet, and it has, can you see, it has a dragon charm thing on it. It's kind of cool. So you'll have that, and we will
It's leather,
yeah, it's
right?
leather, and it has a brass dragon or a bronze brass something
It's metal.
metal. And so we will put that in the mail to you if you'll send us your address. Okay? Congratulations. All right. I think we
Well,
should do
that's
another
amazing
drawing.
as well.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna do another drawing, and this time I won't
Oh,
yell out the
awesome.
name before it's done.
You really got me thinking I won.
I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
Hey, you won! Yay! Okay,
Uh,
so Cody, you win a necklace that is a knight's shield. Can you see that?
ooh, wow. That's amazing.
Cool. And we will send that to you, and we will also probably include some like Drandar stickers and things too, just for fun. So those will be sent out to you. And so your microphone's having trouble. Okay, so on Facebook Messenger, I'll put it in the chat. If you can go to the Facebook Messenger. Yeah. If you'll just send me your addresses on Facebook Messenger, we will get those in the mail to you.
Hello, so I'm an American who recently moved to the United Kingdom. Would it be a problem if I'm in the United Kingdom when you ship out the prize?
I don't think so. I think it won't be too terribly high. Um, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I have a lot of followers who are in Taiwan and stuff too. And so
Oh,
we're always
okay.
having to mail things out of the
Small
country.
items won't cost that much.
Yeah, one little item. It shouldn't be too bad. And Elias, are you in the US? He's having or mic problems
He
anyways.
said in the chat he's having microphone problems.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we will take care of that. Awesome. So what took you, are you originally from the UK?
Personally, I'm from Texas, but I moved when I was only 7 years old with my family. Ever since I've lived in the United Kingdom, down in the London area. So,
Okay. Cool. Well, we're in Oklahoma right now.
that's awesome. I want to go there one day.
Yeah, we love it here. We were in Taiwan and then we were in California and now we're here. So, okay, next. Whoops, I'm on the wrong page. Here we go. Okay, so now just let me tell you a little bit about we have a free downloadable story. So if you go to my website, which I will put in the chat. Okay, if you go there, actually, let me put the actual link to Drandar. Hold on, I gotta find it. Here it is. Let me put this one in the chat. Okay, if you go to this actual page, you have a place where it says download free ebook. And this is a 3-chapter story. It's a Christmas story about Drandar. And so you can have that for free in addition to if you buy the book, you'll have both. And so that's available to you. And then this is more questions, more giveaway. Okay. And then on March 3rd, we're doing the official group launch. And so if you've never been on a book launch, it's really a lot of fun. And you also get more prizes and more fun things. But I need people to help with the book launch. And I would love to have you guys join our book launch. And all you have to do is sign up and say, yeah, I'm there. I'll do it. And you join our Facebook group. We give you graphics to put on your social media. And it's just a 2-week commitment. We ask you to, well, I'll show you what we ask you to do here. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you about Drandar a little bit more here. The book addresses and encourages perseverance. It acknowledges the unique qualities every person has that can be used to bless others, celebrates the small blessings and contributions each individual makes, alludes to how God creates each of us to be an integral part of his body, and demonstrates grace and encouragement toward those around us. And so that's about the book. And then as a launch team member, you'll receive a digital copy of the book. You'll get exclusive behind the scenes content and stories. You'll connect with others who want to see faith-based children's literature flourish. This book is not overtly Christian, but we are Christians, and a lot of the books I write do have a Christian theme. And so there's kind of this underlying theme in the books that about Drandar, but dragons don't become Christians, so he's anyway. But a lot of people who've read it have seen kind of like an allegory in it. It wasn't necessarily written that way, but they see that. Um, It helps shape the conversation about every child having a place in the world. It shares your own journey of discovering your place in God's family and in your global family. And it helps you be a part of spreading this message of grace and mercy. And you'll be entered to win weekly prizes and a grand prize at the end of the launch. And so this is your part of it. You would post reviews. We have a review day, and you go to Amazon and you put your review on Amazon all on the same day. Yes. And um, And so you post all the reviews on the same day, which boosts the book up so more people see it. It's really an awesome thing. You share about the book on social media at least once a week. It's not like you have to post every day, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. But at least once in those 2 weeks, you'll do once a week a social media post. And we want an honest review. If you hate the book, you're okay to tell, put that on there. We want you to just be honest and tell what you thought of the book. And let's see. And there's also on my website, you can go to the book page here, and there's a place where you go to the order page where you can put a review there too. Okay. You also engage with other team members in our private community and share your personal Drandar experiences with photos, which is totally optional, but a lot of fun to see the pictures of like your daughter reading the book or whatever like that. So if you would like to join the launch team, let me put the link. Where is it? Here. No, here. Got to get the right link here. Okay, if you go to this link, you can sign up to be on the launch team, and that way we will be able to contact you. The person in charge of the launch team is named Sarah, and so she'll reach out to you, and we just have a great time. It's all the launch team group is on Facebook, but we are on Instagram, LinkedIn, and all the other social media, Twitter, and everything during those 2 weeks. So we're all over. But as far as chatting with each other, we usually do that through Facebook. Okay, any questions about all of that? And we give you the graphics to post, so you don't even have to think about the post. You can just post what we give you. Easy peasy. It's really simple, but it really does make a big difference for writers. And if you've never been on a launch team, even if you're not on my launch team, if you know any writers, get on their launch team. It's so much fun. Let me see. I will look. No. Oh, it may be under new person. Let me see. You know what, to thank you. To be safe, because my name is not unusual, if you go to Terry Hellard Brown Writer and message me there, you'll know you have the right Terry Brown. So that one on Messenger. And if you want to just put your address here, it's just that you could just put it, oh, wait, on here you can make it a private chat too, where it says
Just a specific person.
yeah. You can send it to me on here and I can get your address. I was just thinking you didn't want to put your address where everybody can read it, but I forgot you can put it to one person. So if you can't find me on Messenger, do it here is fine. But if for Messenger, just to be safe, Terry Hellard Brown Writer is easy to make sure it's me because I didn't get the message.
You post it.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm going to write that down. Any other questions before we finish? Yeah, you can send your address there if you want to do it as a private message, or if you want to post it for everyone. Either one's fine. Okay, let me put this down. And y'all don't have zip codes there? Okay. Cody, what's your last name? Or maybe that is the zip code. Okay. All right. I think I got your addresses down. All right. And we will get these in the mail tomorrow, and hopefully you'll have them. I don't know how long mail takes from here to there. I think we should do one more drawing and pretend so that the third person wins. How do you say
We
your name?
might be able to mail it tomorrow if the post office is open.
Oh, that's right. We're having a snowstorm tomorrow. I forgot. Um, yes, I would love that. Thank you. Anything you can do to share would be much, much appreciated. Okay, so is it Hossein? How do you say your name? I know I'm not saying it right.
Hussein,
Hossein? We're going to give you a present too. You get a prize too. So, what you get, do you like bling?
Oh, I love bling.
Because that's for a little kid. Let's see here. I have one more um shield. Do you like the shield?
Yeah, that looks really cool, thank you.
Okay, so we'll just say that one's yours. And we will get that in the mail to you. So I just need your address too. And
Yeah,
so
right, thank you.
I'm so glad you guys came tonight. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing about the book. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you being here. All right, so I'll just wait for your address and then otherwise we're finished. It looks like it.
it looks yummy.
Yeah.
That's the tea I had tonight.
I grew up in Singapore, which had a very strong British culture and ate a lot of Yorkshire pudding.
You're really
Love it.
nice,
Oh,
aren't you?
Yorkshire
And meat
pudding.
pies.
Lovely.
Yeah,
That
meat
sounds
pies.
very
Love the
yummy.
meat pies there.
Yeah, I like Yorkshire puddings also.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you guys, and I will close this. I don't want to close it till I get your address though.
I think I've sent mine over via text message.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And have a have a wonderful night. I'm used to
You
Asia
too.
where they're already
Thank
going into
you.
morning.
I see. Well, thank you so much for the prize draw, and it's been a wonderful time. Thank you, Terry, Dave, Brown, and whoever else is hosting this.
Rochelle, yes. All right. Well, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Okay.